praise Him in the African way. We must praise Him in the African way. Yes. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah, 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 ah, yeah. Ah, yeah, yeah, ah, yeah. Oh, ah, yeah, yeah, ah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow, so good to be here. How is everyone doing wherever you are, wherever you are hearing on, wherever you are listening to us from? I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good whatsoever it is by your time, wherever you are. It's so good to be here again. So good to be here again. My name is Rema. I'm your psychotherapist, and we are here to give you a new topic. Remember, we finished our trauma service last week, and I was happy for the feedbacks I get from people. People gave me some feedbacks that were very wonderful. I want to appreciate everyone that has been following. I want to say thank you very much. We appreciate you so much, and we look forward to having more of your attention on this segment as regards everything we are going to be talking about concerning mental health. So today we are going to a very important topic, one of the most important topic that cannot be exhausted in the line of psychology. Is a very important topic. So okay, let me go straight. I would have said, okay, someone is guessing somewhere around that place, that okay, what could the topic be? What could the topic be? Okay, today we are talking about low self-esteem. Low self-esteem. You know, in psychology we have a concept that is called the self concept, and that concept was actually developed from a theory, Abraham Maslow theory, which is called the hierarchy of needs. We have an hierarchy of this. We believe that human beings work individually based on what they actually need. Some people work for shelter, some people work for social needs, some people work for different kind of needs. And why some people actually work for self-actualization, which is self-concept, to gain a level of self-confidence, self-esteem, healthy living, and the likes like that. So that is where the issue of self concept comes out from. So when we are talking about self, we are talking about you as a person, you as an individual. And one of the things that we prioritize in the field of psychotherapist is we look forward to finding you in the midst of issues. Look forward to finding who you are, what you represent, your values, your standards, and what you stand for, because we believe that if you can find yourself as an individual, there's no way you will not be able to there's no way you won't be sensitive to other people around you. So the core value of being sensitive to other people around you, the core value of you being emotionally intelligent, is first finding yourself. So that is what brings us to self-concept. And today, one of the things under self-concept we are going to be talking about is low self-esteem. Some people don't even know they have low self-esteem. Some people even know they have low self-esteem. They are not ready to do anything as regards it. Some people even know that they are doing something as regards low self-esteem, but they are not effective enough to what they are doing as regards low self-esteem. So today probably we'll go to the introduction. We talk about a little bit of examples of low self-esteem in the society, and then we try as much as possible to see how much we can explore as regards low self-esteem today. So I want you to sit back, relax wherever you are, take a deep breath. It's part of mental health exercise, and enjoy low self-esteem discussion. So when we are talking about low self-esteem, what are we talking about? And then when we are talking about particular set of individuals that are actually suffering from and unhealthy self-esteem, who are those people we are talking about? So those are the understandings, those are the light that we are coming into when we are talking about low self-esteem. So quickly, let me talk about what we mean by low self-esteem. When we are talking about self, I've said we are talking about individual, and when we are saying something is low, it's like we are saying it's not up to an adequate expectation about certain things. So when we say somebody has low self-esteem, it's like somebody have a low self-worth about his or herself. Like you think of yourself low. Yes, I love that English. You think of yourself low. So someone is asking me now, should I think of myself low? I mean, I should be humble. Low self-esteem has nothing to do with humility. Let me explain. I need to differentiate the difference between low self-esteem, humility, and pride here. Now, pride is when you begin to see yourself that you are better than others in all ways, and you begin to use that as a reason to maltreat others, as a reason to put yourself forward, as a reason to think you are right all the time, and and you don't listen to anybody. That's when your pride is beginning to set in. Like you see yourself that I'm the only one that is capable of everything. I'm the only one that can do this. If there is no another person cannot do it better than the way I do. I am this, I am that, I am not replaceable, and this. When you begin to have that mentality or that thought, pride is beginning to set in your life, and that's not confidence. Don't put the this thing together. But when you have humility is when you know that you are not better than anybody, and wherever you find yourself, you know that it is a privilege that you have received, and you know that no matter what, you can always be replaced. Let me use that example. For example, maybe for someone that find himself in a particular position, or in a particular political position, and you feel that no one can do better than you even when you are making mistakes, that is pride. But if you find yourself in an higher position, in a good position, and you believe that it is a privilege, and you maximize that particular position, and you don't, because of that, show the place of people that you grew up with, or people that you came up together with, you understand them from where they are coming, and you see people for who they are. That is actually the place of humility. So don't mix the place of humility and pride together with low self-esteem. Now, low self-esteem is when you think of yourself low. Maybe perhaps you find yourself in a particular platform or position, and fine, probably you have looked at yourself that you don't have the adequate ability to be there. That's true. Maybe you don't have that ability, but you eventually find yourself there. You shouldn't act low than what is expected of you. When you begin to act low, when you begin to behave low, that means you are dealing with low self-esteem. Now, low self-esteem begins when you begin to look at you, everything about you, you downgrade it. You downgrade your ability to face certain responsibilities in life. You downgrade your ability to face conflict. You downgrade your ability to how do I put it now, to attain a certain level of places in life. I've talked to people, and some people will tell you that if you tell them that I see you becoming a great man here, perhaps one of the most influential people in the society, and the person say, me, if I even see money from morning to night, you should thank God. But that is low self-esteem. You shouldn't belittle yourself because of the status of the society. You shouldn't look down on yourself because of what the society is saying about you. I see people self-esteem because someone faced a hard way does not mean another person will face a hard way. That's a segment concerning low self-esteem. Another segment concerning low self-esteem is when you begin to hate yourself. You hate everything about yourself. Like you don't like yourself at all. What is it that you like about yourself? Then you tell them, I don't like anything about myself. In fact, I wish I have not come to this life at all. It's like everything about me does not work well. That is low self-esteem. Those are things that you need to really really tackle, because if you don't tackle them, they begin to belittle you. They belittle your standard, and the truth about it is you have standard. Don't let anybody tell you less about what you can become. There's no limit to what you can become if you begin to come out of the mentality of low self-esteem. Another part of low self-esteem is when you look at others and you feel that other people are better than you, and you begin to develop envy, hatred or jealousy towards them. Is a lack of low is a sign of low self-esteem now, because when you look at others and you believe that fine, the person might actually have some things that in a way that you might not have, but you should appreciate it. The person can be a blessing to you, but when you begin to look at it as a form of jealousy, as a form of things that you can do to bring the person down, things that you can do to limit the person, that is a sign of low self-esteem. And if you don't work on it, in the place of trying to make others feel bad about themselves, you are intentionally making yourself feel bad about yourself. You are intentionally making yourself feel low about yourself. You should always appreciate everyone around you, and you see that everybody deserves a better place, and including you yourself, you deserve a better place. So these things that I just said are the little things that happen around that people don't know. You just say, I don't know, I don't feel I'm up to this task, I don't feel I'm this, I don't like. Majorly females suffer more from low self-esteem than males, because male, they can just, I've seen guys live together and they can just wear wear whatsoever clothes they like, and they don't care. They are going out, and you see five females living in a particular place. I said, don't you see what? Permit me to use someone's name as an example. He said, don't you see what Sade is wearing yesterday? I need to go and get that same clothes. Your body shape might not fit that cloth oh, but because you want to try and build yourself, give yourself a self-esteem by placing your esteem on material things, now you tend to go to extra miles to go and get that cloth. Okay, let me also use this trending issue as an example. So the day I was talking to some of my friends, and they were telling me about a particular hair that is 250,000 naira, that it's bone straight. I don't know the name. They had to correct me 3 times before I get the name correctly. So I was like, wow, that's making sense. Now, for that bone straight, now, for somebody that is working for his or his her money, and she knows that she can afford it, there's nothing bad in you buying that kind of stuff. And you have your money, babe. It's your money. But for you that you know that you don't have a business, you don't have anything that you should I don't know how to, you can fall back on. And if somebody walks up to you at that moment and give you that 250 naira, 50,000 naira, you can actually use it to establish something for your life. And the next thing you look forward is, instead of establishing something that lasts you for life, and you look at it that the next thing you should buy is bow straight, you are suffering from low self-esteem. Because you can actually wear a wig of 10,000 naira and still be fine, according to your money. Listen to what I said. I didn't say you cannot afford 250. I only said that at that moment, if that is what you cannot afford, then you don't need to be desperate in getting it. Your ability to go desperately for it shows that you are suffering from low self-esteem. You should be able to appreciate everything you have at a particular time you have it. If you don't appreciate it, if you don't value what you have, that means you have an issue. You have a mental health issue that you need to settle. And this is not about condemnation. This is not about making you feel bad. This is not about making you feel guilty. Get the understanding of the message. This is about you coming to that understanding that there is actually something wrong with me that I need to change. There's actually something wrong with me that I need to personally work on. Because when you begin to see yourself less and you begin to put that esteem on material things will never give you enough reason to have an healthy self-esteem. Get it? If you have a car today, you are on the street, you will see a car that is better than your car. And perhaps before you know it, you start checking out the car and say, how much is that car? That car is expensive than my own. God will bring us higher. You forgot that there was a time that you were seriously praying to God for a car, that even if it is a Peugeot 504 that God should give you, that you just put it on the road and be using it to transport your family, and eventually God provided a car, and you've not even appreciated God enough for that car, you are already aspiring for another 3 million or 5 point something million car that at that moment you cannot afford. Can't you see that there is something wrong somewhere. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot buy those things. I am saying that not desperately at the expense of when you cannot afford it, or when you see that there is a scale of preference in front of you and there are certain things you need to go for instead of going for that big and huge amount of car. Now, one of the things that I also see about low self-esteem is actually very common in our generation. For somebody that you don't have money yet, perhaps you are not a Yahoo guy, and you find yourself in the midst of Yahoo guy, and you feel intimidated that because of the way they are spending money, they are living huge life. You feel that you too, you have to get this money desperately. It's low self-esteem. Yes, you will be intimidated, but your ability to look at it from the perspective that this is how you guys get your money is okay for you guys, but for me, I don't do that because I know what I represent. That is an healthy self-esteem. I don't know, maybe I want you guys to really see what I'm saying beyond the place of condemnation. I want you to see from the fact that you need to build a level of confidence in yourself wherever you are and whatsoever stage you are in life. You don't need to feel less. You don't need to feel like you are smaller. You don't need to feel like you are how do I put, you are sidelined from the things that is going on in the society because you've not attained certain things. Instead, you need to appreciate every little step you have taken to move forward. Appreciate every step of courage. Appreciate everything that you have done to become better. And if you sit down and look back, you will see that you are better than yesterday. So why are you giving yourself problem? Why are you giving yourself issue? The money that you will have at the end of the day, you will spend it and more responsibility will grow. You know one thing about money, when you have it, the more you have it, the more the responsibility you have in life. Ask the rich people, they will tell you the story. It's one of the stories they don't share. And the reason they don't share it is that they know that it is only when you come into that picture you realize what they are talking about, what they are facing. It's not easy to be telling you that it's not easy to get money. You just appreciate every life you have. But they know if you come into it, you will experience what they are experiencing. So don't allow anything material things to make you build a level of low self-esteem. The more you satisfy your need, the more you grow in your low self-esteem. The more you satisfy your urge to look for something material that will help you build a confidence. No, confidence should be something that comes from inside. Something that you yourself, you just look at yourself and say, I'm okay the way I am. Because I know I will be better. So why would I kill myself? Some people will even have faced certain issues in life that could actually make you at times look at yourself and say, no, I'm not supposed to be here. This place is not meant for me. And sometimes if I'm there and people just be like, what's doing you? And you still be smiling. Why would I not smile? Issues are bound to happen in life. It doesn't reduce me. It doesn't change who I am. And who I am is not based on material things. Who I am is based on the standard and values that I've cultivated for myself, and nobody can steal it away from me. So it is something that we should cultivate from our values, from our standard, from what we perceive life to be, from what we perceive ourselves to be. So when we are talking about causes of low self-esteem, what are the causes? If somebody is dealing with all these little things that I just mentioned now, what are the things that we can say is the cause? Number one, somebody that has faced a lot of family rejection. Perhaps you grew up from a family whereby you've always been rejected, and you felt that each time you go to your family, I tell that this is me. Sometimes you even go and meet them and tell them that, okay, this is what I plan to do in the next 5 years. They'll just look at you and say, you've not even done 1 year, you want to do next 5 years. That kind of person can suffer from low self-esteem. I've seen people that have walked up to me and initially they had intentions of studying another course in life, and they actually find themselves studying another course due to what universities offers them, and they look at it that is actually making them feel less of themselves or bringing their capacities low, and they feel like there's nothing I can do. What I tell them is that if you don't find them, how do I put it, if you don't like what they give to you, try and love what they give to you. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. You might not like that particular course that they give to you. I could remember, let me use myself as an example. There was a time I I wanted to go to school. I didn't want to go to polytechnic. I wanted BSc. And one of the reasons I wanted BSc was that the course I wanted to study at that time wasn't in polytechnic. It was just in BSc. So I've always wanted that topic, that course called psychology. But then I was staying long at home and it was becoming something else. So they had to encourage me that I should take the polytechnic form. Now, me taking the form, does it make me less? It doesn't make me less. So I gathered the courage, I took the form, and I took a course I never wanted. Now, when I took that course, I took public administration from the Polytechnic of Benin. So when I took that course, it wasn't what I wanted. So in my OND1, I felt everything less a person could feel. Because I wasn't interested in the course. I didn't like the course. And I was like, what's my own with public ad? What's my own with politics? There's nothing I want to do with politics. I don't even care. I just did a lot of things that could, that could make me feel like I don't want the course and things like that. But you know that because I felt less about the course, which is low self-esteem, I didn't come out with a good grade. I didn't. Because anytime they brings up any course concerning what I was studying, because I wasn't interested, so I didn't pay full attention to it. I didn't put my energy to it. I didn't even, but I tried as much a little bit to come to a place of, okay, when I saw that my grade was going bad in OND1, so I had to shift myself to creating a kind of something that will make me love the course somehow. So I what I did was I tried looking for courses under that course that I love. So I tried looking for maybe sociology and like I could love that I could relate with. So when I started relating with those courses and I started studying them, I discovered that my grades started coming home. And eventually, when I got my BSc admission, eventually that course that I never really liked was useful for me when I wanted to go into politics in my 200 level. So imagine I had carried on that low self-esteem with that particular course because I didn't like it. So imagine what would have happened. Imagine where I would have failed at the end of the day when I met myself in politics on campus. So what I'm trying to say in this sense is that when you have a low self-esteem towards things around you, or maybe you are not encouraged or you are rejected, you might not go far in life because you will not be motivated to do anything. One of the things low self-esteem does, which we are still going to, is that it reduces your level of motivation or energies towards certain things in life. So when you are not when you feel less about yourself, then you don't see a reason for yourself to become great in life. You don't see a reason for yourself to become certain things in life. You don't see a reason for you to mingle with certain things. Maybe perhaps you find yourself with a list of friends that are discussing about cars, friends that are discussing about houses, and because you've not gotten one, you feel like I'm not important in this discussion. You are important. You tell them. You might not have the money now, but you can tell your friends that by the time I have my money, probably I would like to buy this kind of car. That's a sign that you did see yourself less than them. So the fact that you've not gotten that car or you've not gotten that house does not make you less. You can tell them. Personally, I will tell an architect to draw a kind of a house plan for me that is actually maybe 4-bedroom flat. Just picture that thing if you have not gotten it. But because you've not gotten it and you find your friend go, that my house that I just built is so wonderful. And you're just like, hey, I cannot talk here. Let me just keep my mouth quiet. My dear, say positive things to yourself. That is what will help you to feel that there is nothing that you cannot achieve in life. Nothing is impossible. So, going back to what I was talking about, talk about rejection, that when you face rejection in your family, it can make you to feel low self-esteem. It can make you to develop low self-esteem. Number 2 of that I'm going to be talking about is environment. Environment can make you develop low self-esteem. For example, someone that is constantly seeking for admission and you feel that you are ripe, like you are even overdue for that admission, and yet the society is not giving you what you deserve, and some of your friends have gotten that admission ahead of you and they are making you feel less of yourself. Tell them they don't take late comers in school. They don't. It's I'm saying this because it's one of the things I've faced. Then some of my friends will come back home and some of them will even upload pictures on social media and they'll be like 200 level done and dusted. Do you know you can be in school and not be educated for real? Like you can be in school and not be fulfilling purpose and not be doing the right thing. So school is not a function of building self-esteem. It's good to go to school, don't misquote me, it is very good to go to school, but I'm just telling you the little things that are common in the society. Or maybe perhaps one of your friend buy iPhone Plus Max, or I don't know the one that's very now though, and the person, you are not using iPhone, you are using Android, and you people are talking and your friend was like, when I entered that place I just brought out my iPhone back, and you're like, we that we don't have iPhone like this, Jimmy should go and don't go and die. Don't go and die. It's not the end of the world. What the only thing is that maybe perhaps iPhone has some features that seems to this thing. But if you don't know the how do I put it? You don't know the importance of a thing. Abuse is inevitable. Buying an iPhone is not a reason for you to feel like you are a big girl or a big boy in town. Get it? All those things are wrong ways of building confidence, because iPhone should not be a reason for you to feel you have arrived. In fact, iPhone should be a reason for you to see the needful. Why are you using iPhone? What are you using iPhone for? You should know the reason you are using iPhone before you start bluffing around and say, me too, I'm using iPhone, I've arrived. These are little things that are making people in the society to desperately look for things that they shouldn't look for, and it is a sign of low self-esteem. It is low self-esteem when some of your friends have gotten married ahead of you, and one invited you to the wedding eventually, and you decide not to go to the wedding because you felt that I have not gotten married. You are who? I will eat 3 plates. Because you will get married. You don't need to get yourself all worked up by trying to meet up to other people's life or other people's destiny, and you don't know what is at stake. You don't know what is waiting for them ahead. So why are you trying to live a life to please people when you've not built a core value for yourself? That's what I mean by environment. So environment can cause low self-esteem. It can. Things that you see, things that you are intimidated by, the things that you see people around you, and if you see that you have friends that the only thing that friends that will bring me to number 3, peer pressure. You see that the only thing those friends are bringing to you is low self-esteem. Excuse yourself from them. Any friend that does not bring you hope, that does not bring you ability to see a better version of yourself, is not worth to be your friend. I don't know why you will be with people and the only thing they make you see is for you to think less of yourself. They are not encouraging you to become better. And even if they don't like you, they don't have to make you think less of yourself. Listen, you should come to the place of knowing your worth. And as a Christian, knowing your worth does not come in the ability of your self-knowledge. It comes in the ability of what you see God can do through you. If God is limitless, then as a Christian, you are limitless. If God can do beyond expectations for other people, then He can do it for you. You are the only one limiting yourself. So if you are limiting yourself, you are limiting what God can do in your life, because your mentality does not have the capacity to take what God can do to you or what God can do through you. So if you want God to do more than what you are expecting, then you need to eliminate the signs of low self-esteem in your lives. That will be me to number 4. There are many, but I'll just be restricting them based on the fact that this is actually a show and a talk, and you can't really talk too much except you have a personal contact with people, and you can discover the source and look forward to how to work on them with those people. So I'll talk about number 4 causes of low self-esteem. Remember, I talked about number 1, I talked about family rejection. Number 2, I talked about environmental intimidation. Number 3, I talked about peer pressures, what you get from people. Number 4, I am going to talk about the information you constantly hear. Personally, I am an advocate of information, because I've discovered that there is nothing that actually affects our generation this 21st century more than information. You see, some people tell you that the real celebrities are on Instagram, and you go to Instagram for like 15 hours. You are scrolling, checking people's life, and you sit down, you are comparing yourself with AY. Do you know what AY has gone through in life to get to where he is? and you are beginning to see yourself less and be like, these people, I don't even think I can ever be where they are. I don't even think I can. I'm trusting God for a better future. I'm trusting God and look forward to a time in my life where we will invite these celebrities and they will tell you their psychological struggles and how they are overcoming them. Don't act like you are the only one in the world and everything you feel is because you are going to be lesser than who you are. It is all those things you are going through is a sign that you are going to be great. It's a sign that you have a future. And if you don't see yourself in that future, you cannot come into that future. So the information you constantly listen to, especially if you are somebody that you have hereditary low self-esteem. There are somebody that maybe their parents has low self-esteem, hereditary like genetical, their veins, DNA. And they too they can actually inherit it from the family and it can make them to develop a level of low self-esteem and they just be like, I'm an introvert, I'm shy, I'm this, I can't do that. Those things too can be part of it. Your temperament, your personality, your hereditary, they can be part of low self-esteem. So if you don't quickly work on it by working on the information you pay attention to, then you will increase your level of low self-esteem. That's what you will do if you have it in your genealogy. So for somebody that have it in their genealogy, the best thing you can do in such a situation is develop more on things that makes you build confidence than things that makes you have less confidence. So I am still coming to that, and that is that on the things that can actually cause low self-esteem. I don't know if you have a paper right there with you, or you have a book, or if you don't have a book or a paper, I want to, before I actually round up, my minute is less, so we are going to finish our next next meeting, which is next Tuesday. So I would like you to do a quick exercise for yourself to know, because some people might actually be suffering from low self-esteem and they will not even know they are suffering from low self-esteem. So I'm going to ask you 6 questions, and in that 6 questions your answer can only be yes or no. If your answer is yes, you tick yes. If your answer is no, you think that no. So I am going to ask you 6 questions. Now these 6 questions, we after answering the 6 questions completely and accurately and honestly, then you will now know if you actually have low self-esteem or not. And I will advise you that these questions that I want to ask you, I will advise you to be honest with it, because when you are honest with it, that's when you'll be able to face your mental health challenge. Even your therapist has a mental health challenge that he or she has overcome one way or the other. So don't make it seem like maybe your therapist is one superstar that just came from nowhere. No. Your therapist is a professional, and if as a professional your therapist can help his or herself to walk through that lane, your therapist can also help you to walk through that lane too. So number 1 question is under yes or no. Do you most times see yourself less than others? Do you most times see yourself less than others? If it is yes, you tick yes for yourself. If it is no, you tick no for yourself. Do you most times see yourself less than others? That's number 1. If it is yes, you write yes. If it is no, you tick no. That's number 1. So number two, do you most times compare yourself with others? Most times, like every time you see others, you try to look at them and be like, am I better than this person? This person is better than me that don't even have anything. See as good. Do you think like that? If yes, write yes. If no, put no. If yes, write yes. If no, put no. Do you most times see yourself less than others? Do you most times see yourself less than others? That's number 2 question. Now we go to number 3. Number 3 is, do you never picture yourself becoming great in life? Where you don't even, how do I put it? You don't even see yourself becoming anything. You just want to see yourself wherever you find yourself. Do you naturally do like that? Do you see yourself like, okay, I don't see myself becoming anything? If they ask you in the next 2 years, what do you see yourself become? I don't know. Anything that comes my way comes my way. Do you majorly think like that? If yes, write yes. If no, write no. Remember what I said earlier. Be sincere with all these answers, because at the end it will not help your therapist, it will only help you. And that is why we are going through this process together. So number three, do you picture yourself becoming great in life, or you don't even have any imagination about yourself at all? If you have imagination, write yes. If you know you don't have any imagination at all, just tick no. Okay, we go to number four. Now this number four segment is true or false. True or false. Now if what I'm saying is true about you, then you write true. If what I'm saying is false about you, you write false. If what I'm going to, the questions I'm going to be asking now is true, you write true. If the questions are false, then you go for false. Now number one, do you like yourself? True or false? Don't say true because you feel you need to like yourself now. Say true because you know you have looked at yourself many times in the mirror and you just don't like anything about yourself. I've seen times that it has been like that to me too. I just look at it and say, I don't like myself, I don't like my attitude, I don't like my temperament, and that's because that's what I'm feeling at that moment. But if you know that that feeling is consistent, like you are feeling it consistently and you just feel like, okay, I don't like myself, every time I look at myself I just don't like myself, just write true. Just write true there. And maybe out of 7 days in a week you discover that 5 days or 6 days you don't like yourself, 4 days you don't like yourself, you need to write true. Don't say listen, you just go and tick that true like that. That's good, tick it. So number fifth of that question is that, do I like to buy things that help me build confidence? Do I like to buy things like, maybe if I have not wear the current clothes that they are that is trending, I don't have confidence yet. Or maybe if I have not how do I put, done something that is, something that will call people's attention, that they should see me that I'm here, I will not build confidence. So if you know you are that kind of person, it's not condemnation, don't feel bad. It's just we helping you to go through that particular stage. If you know that you are that kind of person, write true. If you know that that's not you, you are okay with whatever you are contented, you don't have issues, or maybe once in a while you just like to buy one quality things that will last you can write false. But if you know you fall that other category that I just said, just put true there. True. Number five. So number six, I said six questions. So number six on that, when you are amidst your friends, do you always feel less each time you have conversation with them, or you feel good? If you feel less, write true. If you feel good, write false. Do you always feel less each time you have conversation with your friends? Anytime you have good and nice conversation, like the conversation I told you, people one of your friends said, I just bought a how do I put it? I just bought a jeep, and you just like, my own is coming. No, don't loud it. My jeep is coming. Which year? Maybe next 4 to next 6 months. So just try this one. It's coming next is not. So that's just it. If you feel what I just said. Now, with everything that I've said, look at it. If most of the things that I said is yes and true, know that you fall in the category of low self-esteem. If you mark it, if you have like 5/6 out of no's, you should know that you are okay. You are building a healthy self-esteem. But if you have like a lot of true, yes, you should know that you have issues with low self-esteem. So you should check it. So the question is, if looking at this questionnaire I just did for myself and being honest with myself, if you discover that you have low self-esteem, just accept it like that. Don't argue. Don't know. Accept it that you have low self-esteem. And by this time next week, we'll be talking about symptoms of low self-esteem and how to deal with low self-esteem. But till then, still be arguing with that biro and be asking yourself if you have low self-esteem or not. And if you've graded yourself, make sure you are sincere. Check it and check it again. Be sincere with what you are grading to yourself. I'll see you guys again next week. I'm still your psychotherapist.